Hello, everyone, and welcome to this video of the Digital School Open House. We're going to be talking about the process piping specialty today, and it's a little bit of a different one compared to the other programs, but we'll get into that, and it's a really great thing to talk about, and we have one of our amazing instructors here, Antonio, who will introduce himself in just a moment. But first, a couple housekeeping things, which if you've watched other videos, I'm sure you're tired of hearing, but I think it's important to mention. We are going to kind of go through what we think you guys would like to know and a lot of our frequently asked kind of questions and just kind of a little bit of overview of this specialty. But if you do have any additional questions or need any clarification on anything we talk about, we're more than happy to talk to you about that separately. We have an amazing team of admissions advisors that are more than happy to go through this stuff with you and get you set up and enrolled and everything moving that way. So if you would like, at the top or bottom of the screen, you can book a meeting with one of our admissions advisors. Additionally, you can just request information online if you're not quite ready for a meeting. That's absolutely fine too. But yeah, I think that we're going to share a lot of really great information with you today, and we're really happy to have you here with us. And Antonio, we are also really happy to have you here with us. So why don't you just introduce yourself for us quick, if you don't mind.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So this is Antonio Cuan. So I have been working with digital schools since 2010. I am an architect with more than 40 years experience teaching, specifically design, drafting, and visual communication. So
that's awesome. Well, we're really happy to have you here explaining the specialty to us. I know you have a little presentation, so I will let you share your screen here. But yeah, just a note, once again, you guys, if you have any questions or anything that we don't cover, we're absolutely able to chat with you about that. And we're just really happy to have you here learning about this. As a note, I would maybe say that if you haven't watched the engineering design technology video, I would suggest maybe going and checking that out beforehand, or in addition to checking out this process piping specialty video. They do really work hand in hand, and Antonio will kind of get into that a little bit more. But yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, so the specialization in process piping, it is 5 courses that we have been adding to the program Engineering Design Technology. So as I see, all the students, they take that specialization. Why? Because they let you broaden your skill in area that they're using the piping most. For example, oil and gas, and it is not just oil. So what happens if you have water? So this is a big construction area that had to be applied, and in minor category is gas. So oil, water, and gas, it will be the application that you are going to carry in a piping. So this is the kind of specialization, and then we have consolidate in 5 courses. I'm going to explain you later. So what you're going to learn. So again, this will be inside the same program of engineering. So the time, it will be exactly the same, 1 year, 51 a week. Okay? And then you are going to use the same software, mainly the one related with BIM, like a Revit, and then Inventor 2, AutoCAD for sure. Okay, so you are going to insert that into the BIM concept as a trend in construction, definitely. And we are going to browse all those projections. So when I say projection, I mean 2D and 3D, specifically the 3D, that right now is the model that we are using the most in the BIM process. And we are going to produce, analyze, test, design, and pressure vessel, storage tank, okay, and then process plant equipment. We're going to pick one and we're going to browse that from inside. So prescribed method, design, the application of standard. This is really important. You have to follow the rules, the code for your province or your country, and then you have to apply. So this is something that I think is mandatory, the application. So apply the practice and procedure of surveying, including developing plan, of course. So because you are going to place all those pipe into a landscape, okay, and then you have to have that knowledge too. So we already have from the engineering program a basement about the topography. So in this case, this is an application specifically in this area. So we are going to join, for example, refinery or port, and then you have to have that knowledge. And then understanding the engineering contract and legal system. This is something that is mandatory in not just in Alberta, any province in Canada. So, so again, you can have this more information in our website, Digital School, and then they expand the overview of each course. So the length, again, as I mentioned, it will be exactly the same thing, 1 year, so 51 weeks. So the courses that are going to be in this specialization, it will be these 5. I'm going to give you example, starting with the pressure vessel. So these courses, the length, it will be 2 weeks. And we are going to emphasize one project. In this case, you have a pressure vessel. It's a vessel that they have a pressure. So this, and then have to be really important to take care the application of all those standards, because it could be if you have an accident, it could be a bomb, it could be a big explosion. So you have to be careful to application. For example, all the welding procedure, and then you have to make sure that the code and the way that has been done has to be perfect. So orthographic view, 3D, it will be a constant. The next course, it will be the storage tank, similar to the first, but in this case, you don't have pressure. So big difference. So the regulation not going to be too demanding in this case, but it will be almost the same. And then you are going to draw all these orthographic view in 2 dimension as well as a 3D dimension. The last one with 2 weeks length, it will be the equipment that are going to join the pipe. And then in this case, we have been choosing, for example, what you see here is a heat exchanger. And then again, so you are going to browse with all those 3D and 2D documentation in order to make it happen. Process piping, it is another courses that is integrating in this specialization. The project that we choose specifically is targeting a refinery. We are going to select 6 lines, and then we are going to chase all the material, all the path that they are going to have joining 2 components. So we can say that process piping and then the previous one, they are related, because what you're learning here, it will be the connection. It will be the pipe that they're connecting one equipment to another one. And this is a classic exercise. So you see, we are going to develop the whole process. And then everything will be in 2D drawing, defining all the connection with the nozzle point. Okay, and then we finish just having the interpretation in 3 dimension. So you can see the 3D and at the same time, the isometric single line that they're going to capture all the dimension that have to be done by a fitter, for example. And then they're going to have, you are going to provide all this information. So this is a big system. So the last course, it will be the pipeline transmission. So I mentioned before, it's related with the topography, because you are going to connect long distance with the pipe. Okay, and then we are going to apply that kind of knowledge. And one of the elements that is related with the previous one as a plant component is the pump. Okay, so we're going to browse also when we mention pipeline transmission, we're going to get a little bit in the basic fundamental how the fluids go through all this pipe. And in this case, it will be water or it could be oil, and a little bit physics. So, but we try to highlight our main target, that is just to produce the documentation into the 3D drawing. Okay, Jessa, so
That's
I
awesome.
think, yeah,
Yeah,
that's enough.
that's amazing. Thank you for going through that with us. You're mentioning a little physics there at the end, and I was getting nervous. This is difficult.
A lot of formula, but I promise you that we're going to deliver that in a way that are not going to be too hard. I know that this is a portion of engineering side, so you're not going to do the calculation, but at least you know how to understand what they're talking about. You are going to be part of a team, okay? And then this is mainly the goal, just to identify and be familiar with the term. And we're going to talk about fluids, and well, you will see.
That's amazing. I love that. I think that, yeah, it's a difficult, it's difficult, but I do think it's important to understand kind of the whole picture. And you're right, and you're part of a team, so being able to understand what people are talking about is great.
It's really
Um,
important.
yeah, so this was really great. I think that going through this, just as a note, I know Antonio said this, but this is an addition to our engineering program. It is like a specialty within that. So, like you were saying, it doesn't increase the length of the program, of your engineering program, but it is more education, more knowledge, and I think just seems like it increases your scope for job opportunities and just general education, I think, which is really great. And like he was saying too, you just understand a little bit more. You're able to understand what people are talking about within different processes and things like that. So that's process piping, and it is really great. And thank you for going through that. Student work was amazing. It's always great seeing some of the amazing talent that we've
Yeah,
had.
I would like to add, yes, that has been in 10 years in this school, and because it is in Edmonton, in Alberta,
Mhm,
almost, so all the students, they take, the whole specialization. So this is a bonus. So why
mhm,
not? So, and you will see that it's not different to the rest. The only thing that it changed just the content, but you
mhm,
have to master the application of the standard in drawing, and then the generation of a 3D model. That's it.
mhm. Yeah, that's great. I think yeah, it's a great addition. I think, like you're saying, why not?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
um, yeah, and if it's not increasing your length, I think that that's huge as well, for a lot of people. So thanks for taking the time and going through that with us today, Antonio. I once again learned so much, which is really great. And if you guys have any questions about process piping or any of our other programs, we're more than happy, like I said, to talk to you guys about that. But without further ado, I think we're finished for today's video. And I am happy to, yeah, like we're happy to talk with you more. And I hope you check out the rest of our videos and the rest of our programs so you can really get a full perspective of all the programs we offer and decide which one's going to be right for you. Yeah, if you have any questions, please let us know. But have a great rest of your day and enjoy the open house. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.